Turn on your shower and look closely at the water. Is the spray uneven? Are some jets shooting sideways? Are a few holes barely producing any water at all? Now look at your faucet. If you see that chalky white buildup around the base or near the spout, both problems are probably connected. Most people assume their water pressure is getting worse, or that their shower head is simply getting old. But in many cases, neither is true. The real problem is mineral buildup, and once you understand what is causing it, the fix is surprisingly simple. In this video, I am going to show you exactly what that white crust is, why normal bathroom cleaners barely affect it, how to clean your shower head without taking the whole thing apart, and the small hidden part inside your faucet that can dramatically reduce water flow when it gets clogged. And the best part is that you probably already have what you need in your kitchen. So first, let us understand what we are actually dealing with. That white crust around your shower head is not ordinary dirt. It is mineral scale. When hard water travels through your pipes, it carries dissolved minerals, mainly calcium and magnesium. The water itself eventually evaporates. The minerals do not. They stay behind on the surface. At first, the layer is so thin you barely notice it. But every time the shower or faucet gets wet and then dries, another tiny amount is left behind. Over weeks and months, those layers build on top of each other. Eventually, they form the hard, white crust you can see around the holes of the shower head. And that is where the pressure problem begins. A shower head works by forcing water through dozens of very small openings. If mineral deposits partially block those openings, the water no longer comes out evenly. Some holes become weaker. Some become completely blocked. Others force the water sideways. The plumbing itself may still have perfectly good pressure. The shower head simply cannot release the water properly. It is the same process that creates cloudy mineral spots on shower glass, white rings around faucets, and crust inside an old kettle. The location changes. The cause stays the same. And this is important because mineral scale is not a sign that your bathroom is dirty. Hard water is extremely common. If your home has mineral-rich water, this buildup can happen even when you clean your bathroom regularly. The problem is not that you failed to clean it. The problem is that most people use the wrong type of cleaner. Soap is designed mainly to remove grease, oils, and ordinary dirt. Mineral scale is different. It is a hard deposit. That is why you can scrub the same white crust again and again with bathroom cleaner and still see it sitting there afterward. The cleaner may remove dirt around it. It may make the surface smell clean, but it does not necessarily break down the mineral itself. To remove mineral scale effectively, you need something that reacts with those deposits. That is where a mild acid comes in. And one of the simplest mild acids available in almost every grocery store is plain white vinegar. The acetic acid in vinegar reacts with mineral deposits and helps loosen them from the surface. Instead of trying to physically scrub away a hard layer, you give the vinegar enough time to soften and dissolve it. Sometimes you will even notice tiny bubbles forming around heavy deposits while they soak. That is why contact time matters so much. Spraying vinegar onto a shower head and immediately wiping it away does not give the acid much time to work. Keeping the mineral submerged for several hours is much more effective. Now, you may have seen powerful commercial descaling products sold specifically for mineral buildup. Some of them absolutely work. But stronger is not always better. Certain acidic cleaners can damage finishes if they are too concentrated, left on for too long, or used on the wrong material. That is especially important with decorative faucet finishes. And there is another mistake people make. They see an old shower head with weak, uneven pressure and assume the entire fixture needs replacing. Sometimes it does, but very often The shower head is still working perfectly well underneath a layer of mineral buildup. So before replacing anything, try removing the scale first, and the easiest method requires no tools. Take an ordinary plastic bag. A sandwich bag works for smaller shower heads, while a larger bag may be easier for bigger ones. Pour enough plain white vinegar into the bag so that the face of the shower head can be completely submerged. Then carefully raise the bag around the shower head. Make sure all of the small water openings are below the vinegar. Secure the bag with a rubber band or another simple tie. At this point, you do not need to scrub anything. The vinegar needs time to do the work. For light mineral buildup, a few hours may be enough. For heavier buildup, leaving it to soak overnight gives the vinegar much more time to penetrate the deposits. In the morning, remove the bag and dispose of the used vinegar, then run water through the shower head. As the loosened deposits flush out, you may notice small white particles or cloudy mineral residue going down the drain. That material was sitting inside and around the openings. Next, use an old toothbrush to gently scrub the face of the shower head. This helps remove deposits that have already been softened by the vinegar. If individual holes are still blocked, you can carefully clear them one at a time. Once those openings are clear, turn the shower back on. You should see a much more even spray pattern. If mineral buildup was the cause of the problem, previously blocked jets can begin flowing normally again. Now, let us move to the faucet, because there are actually two places mineral scale commonly causes problems here. The first is obvious. It is the white buildup you can see around the faucet itself. Because vinegar is a liquid, simply pouring it onto a vertical surface usually does not give it enough contact time. Instead, soak a cloth or folded paper towel in vinegar. Wrap it directly around the affected area. This keeps the vinegar pressed against the mineral deposits instead of allowing it to immediately run away. Leave it there for around 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the amount of buildup. Afterward, remove the cloth and gently wipe the loosened deposits away. A lemon can sometimes help with light mineral buildup as well, because it also contains acid. But there is another part of the faucet that is much easier to miss. Look at the very end of the spout where the water comes out. On many faucets, there is a small removable piece called an aerator. The aerator contains a small screen. Its job is to shape the water stream and mix air into the flow. But because all of your faucet water passes through this tiny screen, it can collect mineral deposits and small particles over time. And when the aerator becomes clogged, the symptoms can look surprisingly serious. Your faucet may suddenly have weak pressure. The stream may become uneven. Water may spray sideways. It can make the entire faucet seem like it is failing, when the actual problem may be a small screen at the end of the spout. Carefully unscrew the aerator. Some can be removed with your fingers. If it is tight, use a cloth to protect the finish before using any tool. Once the aerator is removed, look closely at the screen. If the small openings are covered in white mineral deposits, you have probably found at least part of the problem. Place the aerator in a small cup of white vinegar. Let it soak for around an hour. Then remove it and gently brush away the loosened deposits. Rinse it thoroughly and screw it back onto the faucet. Once the screen is clear again, water can pass through the aerator properly. And this one simple cleaning step can make a weak faucet flow normally again. It is a small maintenance trick, but it is exactly the type of thing people often overlook because the part is almost hidden. There are many little household fixes like this, where understanding how the fixture works can save you from replacing something unnecessarily. But before you start soaking every faucet in vinegar, there is one important limitation. Vinegar is acidic. That is exactly why it works on mineral scale. but that also means you should not assume it is safe for every surface. Standard chrome and stainless steel surfaces are generally much more tolerant of mild cleaning methods. Special finishes require more caution. Brushed finishes, brass, oil rub bronze, painted fixtures, and other decorative coatings can react differently to acidic cleaners. Always check the manufacturer's cleaning instructions before leaving vinegar in prolonged contact with a special finish. Natural stone is another major exception. Do not use vinegar on marble, travertine, limestone, or similar calcium-based stone surfaces. The acid can react with the stone itself and permanently dull or etch the surface. And there is one safety rule you should always remember. Never mix vinegar with bleach. Bleach and acids should never be combined. Mixing them can release dangerous chlorine gas. If bleach has recently been used in the same area, thoroughly rinse the surface and keep the products separate. Use one cleaning method at a time. Now, once your shower head and faucet are clean, there is one very simple habit that can slow the mineral buildup from returning. Dry the surface. Remember how the scale formed in the first place. Water remained on the fixture. Then, the water evaporated. The minerals stayed behind. So every time you remove the water before it dries naturally, you reduce the amount of mineral residue being left on the surface. After your final shower of the day, take a soft, dry cloth and quickly wipe the shower head and faucet. You do not have to polish the entire bathroom. You are simply removing the drops that would otherwise dry on the metal. The same thing works around the kitchen faucet. It takes only a few seconds, but repeated over time, it can significantly reduce how quickly those white mineral deposits return. That means less scrubbing, fewer heavy vinegar treatments, and cleaner looking fixtures for much longer. So here is the entire process. If your shower head has weak or uneven spray, do not immediately assume your water pressure is bad. First, check for mineral buildup around the openings. Submerge the shower head face in white vinegar and give it enough time to soften the deposits. Flush the shower head afterward and gently clean the individual openings. Then, check your faucet. Remove visible scale with a vinegar-soaked cloth and inspect the aerator at the end of the spout. If that tiny screen is clogged, soaking and cleaning it may restore the flow. Before using vinegar, make sure the finish is compatible with acidic cleaners. Keep it away from natural stone, and never mix vinegar with bleach. Finally, once everything is clean, wipe the fixtures dry whenever you can, because ultimately, the best way to deal with mineral buildup is not only removing it, it is slowing down the process that creates it in the first place. And sometimes that weak shower head or spluttering faucet you thought needed replacing does not need a plumber, new pipes, or a new fixture at all. It simply needs the mineral buildup removed so the water can flow the way it was designed to.